Gang, any of you travel? Right? Do a little bit of business travel, something like that. You know what's really fun? You go someplace and you're spending the night in a hotel. And you wake up in the middle of the night. You need to get up and do something, right? So you're feeling kind of groggy. You get up and you wander someplace, and then bam, you stub your toe, and wow, man, it's so frustrating. You know what you just had? You just had a lack of a unified access architecture. All right? Because if that hotel had been configured just like your home was, you wouldn't have had that problem. But everything's just kind of out of sorts. It's not consistent. You couldn't see what was going on. You were stumbling around in the dark. Unified access architecture is all about being able to turn the lights on, see where you're going, and be able to have reasonable expectations about what you'll find when you get there. We do that through the big three, all right? The big three consistencies that keep us unified in a unified access architecture. Now, the first one is one network. So wired and wireless. We're going to have a common set of analytics, a common set of QoS, a common set of business intelligence that we can use against this. We have converged devices that are performing wired and wireless side by side. So that's a big part of it. You've got the one policy. Through the integrated services engine, the ISE, you're able to configure one common set of policies that determine appropriate access. Think of it this way. You get to control the who, what, where, when, why, and how. Right? You get to control all of that to dictate when behavior of access is permitted and when it's not. And it can be very deep and really look into the nature of the context of what it is you're trying to permit access to or prevent access to. All sorts of logical controls you can put into a common policy for access and network behavior. And then one management, right? I don't want to have to go to 3 different consoles and everything else to see what's going on. And that's where things like the Cisco Prime infrastructure in an on-premises environment gives you that one pane of glass. Even if you're cloud-based management, all of your wireless components that are going to be based upon the Meraki environment can be viewed through the Meraki dashboard. So again, one pane of glass to be able to see all of that. Now let's drill this down. So essentially what we're saying is we've got all these common tools, right? Prime infrastructure, ISE, the wired and wireless portfolio that allow us to have one network, one policy, one management. What's the reason for that? What does it all boil down to, Jacob? I'm glad you asked. It means you have a reasonable expectation of security because things are following a common set of rules. Therefore, you don't have exceptions to the rule, which is where security slip-ups happen. Again, that means a consistent user experience. I log on, it feels the same. I've got the same interfaces for being able to get around. I've got mobility, all those good things. And then from a management perspective, things are simplified. I'm not having to try and manually aggregate in some spreadsheet the information I've got from 3 different consoles. It's unified. I'm seeing all that information in one place. I can quickly make appropriate business decisions based upon what I'm seeing. That's the end goal. That's why somebody somewhere said, I think I want to invest in the Cisco product. I know it might be a little more expensive than some other things I could do, but I believe in the architecture that I'm going to get is going to give me a return on investment that makes it worthwhile.